Okay, we are now in our next Monster Party, Monster Party 9, and, well, this one, based on the title, you'll know what it is, but from my point of view, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm going to tell you my exact desires of this run first, is going to be using the Metal Slime, and my goal is to see how far the Metal Slime can solo, and only bring in some of the more crappier monsters along the way, just to fill up the party. My two monsters that I would like to be picking up, and only ones I want to have to pick up, are going to be, I'm looking through my notes here, the Fat Rat, who really should be a beginner monster, but isn't, and the Bad Apple. It's different from the Rotten Apple in that you can only get it in Gen 3, and that it is only obtainable in the Fairy World. Those are the main two I want to get. The third one I was thinking would be at least somewhat decent, just to give the Metal Slime a little bit of health and all that, but I haven't completely decided on that at this point in time. However, despite all this, if I get stuck somewhere, I will be recruiting someone unexpected, from my point of view, just to help our Metal Slime along. Metal Slime is pretty damn overpowered, but does have a critical flaw, and that's its HP. It can get some decent HP, though. I mean, it's at 18 right now. Its defense is pretty damn good, but it's not quite endgame good yet. It's got max resilience, which is where it really shines and all that, but what we need to do is go ahead and get better equipment, and this is right now the best equipment I could find for him at the moment. Actually, I don't know if Chromio... I assume Chromio is male based on the name, but it could be female, so who knows yet. I won't know until I get a staff item or something else that indicates their gender. For now, though, I'm just going to say he for convenience, because majority I've found have been he, so... And I'll correct it myself later. In any case, so here's their stats. Their stats have 81 strength here, that's okay, but they can equip the Metal King sword, so that kind of makes things much easier for us. If we had to use like a boomerang or something, it'd be a lot tougher. Agility's crazy, but still good, very good. Resilience already mentioned. Wisdom is a little low, which is why I had Bianca's ribbon on, but they don't need Bianca's ribbon on anymore. I just left it on because they don't really need the luck. The luck they're maxed out on too. And your defense is 284, which is about endgame defense for some party members. But that's about it. As for items, well, this is where herbs are actually super useful. They're basically little full heal items for him. But anyway, these are their equipment. And Edge Boomerang I was debating on using, but you're better off not bothering. Bunch of herbs, and a Pack-a-Punch that I picked up from the Parcheesi track. This should be enough. In my test run, I got through this pretty quickly because Chromio is, well, pretty damn good. Oh yeah, and one other thing I didn't go over is Chromio does have some spells, Kabuff and Frizz, so worst case scenario, they could literally just raise their defense even more and be crazy defensive. There's that. And, you know, they actually could make a pretty good support partner, too. The only thing is recruiting them is fucking hell. And I'm going to fully disclose here, I used Action Replay to make it easier to get them. And when I eventually get the Liquid Metal Slime, that's what I will also be doing. I am letting you guys know because I'm not going to spend my time waiting until it works. That all said, why don't we go ahead and take out Faux Dowager. This is going to be a pretty easy fight. So, let's go I didn't mean to talk to you, I don't care about you. Let's go ahead and rah this imposter. Oh. Why? I hate that I was slightly off. Come on, game. I just fast forwarded a little there, and it's go time. For Faux Dowager. Alright, first things first, why don't you show off the mirror again, and you're gonna Pack-a-Punch yourself. Alright, there he goes, and we just attack. We're immune to fire. We attack. 155 is really good. Let's get rid of their backup. I don't think the Bag of Laughs can do much either, but just in case, let's be safe. She couldn't do much damage there. Any damage. I think she could hurt us with the Deep Breath attack, but I haven't found out yet. But that's it. That's all there is to it. The Pax-a-Punch is definitely the big help, along with the Metal King Sword, too. But, alright, Chromio, you got that done, and one and done, really. Yeah, the next fight's not until the Magmen, and that should be easy, too. Though we actually might need to heal on that. I'll meet you guys there. Alright, guys, we're here at the Magmen with our liquid metal slime. We reached level 7 since last time, and also got his more ultimate than ultimate gear, but you'll see that in a moment. Anyway, strength 90, still it's pretty damn good, all things considered. Plenty of agility, though not maxed out yet. Also, sorry, my voice is still my voice has been going in and out again, so you have to deal with me sounding a little weird. But yeah, basically max of a lot of things here, but defense is up there too. And as for the gear you're going to need, this is going to be a really simple fight, by the way. Well, we picked up the Slime Curio, which is probably Chromio's best gear to have at the moment, because it will heal him over and over at the end of every round. So really, only critical hits are going to kill him, or particularly strong attacks. Ones that are going to reach over 347 defense, anyway. But we also picked up a top hat and a magic shield. You do want to keep equipping him and keep your defense up high, because eventually the enemies are going to start catching up, but for now we're okay. Now, the items really don't matter here. Like, you could use the edge boomerang here and slowly take them out. I prefer to just take them all out one at a time. I'll put a Pax-a-Punch in and just slice them down. But the boomerang's not a bad option. And medicinal herbs just in case. You really don't need them, but it's just in case. The rest of the stuff here is mostly for stuff for traveling in. Like, if I run into a metal for him to kill, I use the poison needle. Zithian sword if someone buffs up or something. But, alright. So, and we also learned Frizzle. But that's not really necessary here. Why don't we go ahead and get started? Let's see. Magmen number 1. What's this? Could it be? Magmen number 2. Oh, but the third one, it couldn't be. Oh, it's Magmen number 3. Who would have thought? Anyway, it's boss time. Don't even worry about not being at full health right now. We're just gonna Pax-a-Punch. Oh no, 1, 0, 1, and we heal it off. It's great, because I think it heals like 10 or 20 HP at a time. But anyway, now we just attack. We're immune to fire, so we can just literally slowly whittle them down. It's a good thing these guys do not critical hit. I think my first hurdle is going to be in Rite of Passage, to be honest, because Robbin Hood can actually critical hit. So that's probably going to be the hardest part of this whole... Not the whole game, because actually I think Estark probably could beat the shit out of Chromio too. Also, I have not used any seeds on Chromio yet. I'm waiting for him to max out his level before doing that. Anyway, that's it for the Magmen, though. Very simple, very easy. I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, I think the next boss that we have is, the Rite of Passage. So, that's where things may go south. We might get lucky, but you never know. I will see you there. Okay guys, we're here at the Rite of Passage, and this one's gonna be a little bit luck-based, so just get ready. Here's our level 9, 42 health, 99 MP. The MP is not gonna matter too much. You do need a little bit of different strategy this time around, but anyway, let's go over our item setup here. We got our strength, 103, it's okay. I have not used any seeds yet. Agility's up there, almost at max soon. I think we're halfway through our levels anyway. I think it like levels up at 18. It's maxed out at 18 or something. Resilience is maxed still. Wisdom, luck. point of order here. I think luck can affect drops. I'm not positive on this, but I've been noticing I've been getting a lot more drops when I've been playing as just Chromio and putting them in front and all that. I mean, the only one in battle. I've been getting a lot more item drops. I'm not positive on this. Keep this in mind. This might be just speculation and just happens to be the luck I've been getting this time, but I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of like random item drops. It's mostly just equipment, so outdated equipment. Anyway, now that we're done with that, Metal King's sword is the best weapon still. Magic Shield, Top Hat, Slime Curio, these are all the same. The big things that you're going to need is packs of punches, possibly some medicinal herbs. Those are the only two real things you're going to need. But other than that, you should be good to do this. You still have you risk the chance of getting killed because of Robbin Hood's critical attack. In fact, his attack is actually strong enough to pierce Chromio's defenses. So, in order to get by that, we'll have to do some buffing for boss time. We're going to use Kabuff. 69, nice. 15 there, see? And then we're going to do one more. And now we want to, well, then we Pack a Punch. And then we're going to pray that he doesn't get a critical hit. And we just go all out. Get rid of him fast. I don't have any other spells that work against him, so this is the only thing you can do. But if he crits, you're dead. There's no going back from it. You're done. So you just want to go all out and hope. But if you wanted to, this might be the first time where I'd probably incorporate someone else coming with us, just to kind of revive Chromio when he needs it. However, since it's possible... Yes! Okay, we did it. Since it's possible, I'm not going to do that. Also, we just literally one-shot. Yeah, I did get a couple test runs where I died too, so it can vary. But, yep, this one's just basically a coin flip, or you level them, max them out in levels, and then give them all the life seeds you have, and maybe you'll get through, but I think you need over 230 HP, so that would be pretty hard to do. So, you're better off just trying to luck through it if you have to. Anyway, that's it for the Rite of Passage. The next thing is the pawns and Kon. I'll see you there. Okay, the pawns are super easy with Chromio. I'm just gonna literally run into them and show you that, well, because of how Chromio is, these guys are effectively useless. They were able to be pretty challenging with some of my previous monster parties, but this one, they can't get through the defense. So, it's just attack. That's all we have to do. Get yourself a Pack a Punch to make things go by a little faster. But there goes Orc Pawn. And why don't I just go right ahead and jump right into Pawn 2. I'm not even going to pause or anything. We're just going to fast forward that part a little. And jump right in, because it's simple. Yeah, juicy, blah, blah, blah. Meal. I don't know, can you make a good meal out of a metal monster? Not easily. Probably get mercury poison. I would assume that he's partially mercury anyway. Some sort of lead poisoning, I don't know. Metal poisoning or whatever. But yeah, this is all you have to do. Mid-heal is probably the only thing that's annoying, because if you double mid-heals, he'll outpace your damage. Because mid-heal does about 75 to sometimes 90-ish, but that's about it. We're still ahead each hit. So, just keep attacking, and up there he goes. Nice and easy. Now all we got left is Kon, so I'll meet you there. Yourself. Okay, this fight is also mostly easy, though it can get a little tricky if you don't Kabuff right away, because he does have high enough attack to actually injure Chromio. So if he like double attacks Chromio without Kabuff, then Chromio could die. So that's something to be worried about. I'm not going to go over my attributes because nothing's changed since then. Yeah, he's dead, but he's going to be revived in a moment. generally, again, packs a punch is all you need, and then Kabuff and you're good. The herbs are good just in case he does a little more damage than you can deal with. But that's about it. So, why don't we go ahead and get started? Yes, yes. This is ridiculous, Deborah, I know. I'm waiting for her to say my favorite line. How dare he! I love that. Alright, yes, enough horsing around. Why don't we just go ahead and send you to the glue factory or something. For boss time! Alright, so for this phase, he's basically invulnerable. I'm just going to let him do whatever, because it doesn't matter what Monsters does. And we're going to start off with a Pax-a-Punch on Chromio. Go ahead and attack. We're going to do one Kabuff. It does help monsters a little, but luckily the magic attacks can still affect him. Alright, Deborah neuters him, and let's go. Alright, now go ahead and read the big book of beasts to him. And you're Kabuffed once, you should be okay. Yep, keep doing that. Good. Even if monsters survived, I'm not really worried. Yeah, see, like, he does enough damage, but it's still, like, we can recover most of it. I think it's only 10 HP per round now. Maybe 15, I don't know. He did 14 to us. But whatever, we survived. Go ahead and keep attacking. You don't need to Kabuff more than that, but you could if you're a little worried. And there goes monsters, okay. But we got this. So, just in case he decides to attack twice on me or something. I don't know if he can attack twice. I wasn't really paying hard attention for it. But yeah, that's all you have to do is just, you know, survive and make sure you get that defense boost. I'm glad they gave him Kabuff, because Chromio apparently does need it to match that super duper high defense. It's going to get tougher when we have enemies with Disruptive Wave, though, which is why we're going to have to give him the best defense equipment we can. Which means he's probably going to be all in the Metal King gear. Anyway, the next spot we'll be in is either Bjorn or... Well, we'll be in Gen 3. It'll be one of the 3 people that we could start with, so I'll meet you there. Oh, 3,000 experience, sure. Alright, we're in the start of Generation 3, and... Well, we're trying to pick up a fat rat. And if you don't want to wait until after you free Zenithia, this is the tiny spot of the island that you need to go to in order to recruit him. Yes, Fat Rat is not worth this. I can tell you this much. And that's why I decided to have him join the team officially with the Metal Slime. I do have other people that I kept in the party that I randomly recruited as I was traveling around, but I have not really used them. I just left them in the party, gave them whatever leftover equipment I had in the bag just to get it out of there, and let them level up a little. But I am not using them in any other capacity. These guys are literally just there for if I need someone else, but I'm about to get rid of them once I pick up the rat. Anyway, you're going to want Monster Munchies, and you want to go back and forth here to eventually get this fat rat. Now, the way you know you're in the right spot is not only will the rat show up, but lower level monsters like this that you normally see when you're in that area inside the island will show up. So, you know, the caterpillar, the fat rat itself, and what was it? I think slimes too. Basically, very, very early monsters will show up. The ones that you were like outside Roundbeck in Generation 1. That's how you'll know. Anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and use the boomerang. No luck. Alright, yeah. And so you basically have to go here, you want to put Monster Munchies on, and go back and forth. I'm using the fast forward button, just to show you how long it takes. And then I attack. Luckily, we could just kind of do that. Oh! We got lucky. Well, he has actually a high recruit rate, so I'm fine with that. But yeah, that's what you have to do in order to get Fat Rat. It's obnoxious. After that fight, I was going to just cut until I actually got him and then just show up with him. But yeah, so this is why I have high feelings that Fat Rat's probably going to be the worst of all recruits for this reason. Let's look at his stats. He has Body Slam, Fire Breath, and mediocre stats. And he maxes out early, and he doesn't get very good stats either. But we'll see that as he progresses. My other monster that I want to get, Bad Apple, is not going to happen until I'm like in the middle of the Zenithian plot. We haven't even gotten the, what do you call it? The carpet yet, just to give you guys an idea. You're probably better off going here with your carpet. But yeah, Doity, the rat here, is just not worth it. But I'm going to find a way to make him useful for this fight. He's probably, for this run, he's probably just going to be the one that Yig leaves Chromio whenever Chromio goes down. Who knows? But anyway, let me see. Unless I recruit Bad Apple... Now, if I recruit... Bad Apple's easy. He's in Fairy Lay. There's no trick to him. So, I'll be recruiting him, and then I'll show you the next boss fight. So, I'll see you there. Okay, guys. We're here outside of Bjorn's tower here. And yeah, we're going to try to do Bjorn first this time. Mostly because it's something that, for once, I think we can do it. We recruited our new party member, the Bad Apple, Granny. She's actually not terrible, but because we get her so late, she's not super useful. But right now she's at max level, so this is the best she's going to be. But she's really not that bad. Her HP is pretty fantastic. It's better than Rotten Apple's, though Rotten Apple has slightly better natural agility over hers, I think. I can't remember. But she does have the exact same equipment layout as him, so it's kind of like, a little bad. In any case, though, like, she has pretty good HP. Her resilience is just fair. Agility is only because I gave her the Mirai Bracer, but she has basically like 113? Yeah, 113, which is still pretty good. And everything else is just so-so. But she also has different abilities than the Rotten Apple. Sleep Attack, which is kind of good, considering I think what Rotten Apple had Paralyzed Attack instead. If I remember right, it's hard to remember. She doesn't have Sap, but she does have Buff, which is actually pretty damn good because she can do one. You don't have to use Buff twice. You can just literally use Buff once and you're good. And she also has like sleeps. She basically is the sleep user of the apples, and also a little bit of blinding, which is okay. But again, most of those are not going to be very useful at this point in the story. But at least she could survive. That said, here is Doity, our fat rat that we finally built up after I showed you where we got him and all. Level 20. I gave him more experience than what I did with Granny, and yeah, he's not doing great. His stats are mediocrely well-rounded, I guess. We could try leveling him up some more, but then I feel like I'd be over-leveling Chromio here, which you could see is doing pretty well. He took a ding in resilience because I went to the Treasures in Trapdoor track and accidentally lost 2 resilience, but I ended up gaining like 2 HP, so I was like, you know, the HP is kind of worth it, and I could always go back and either get the resilience back or use a seed or something. I still have not used any stat seeds, just so you guys know. But I think strength and HP seeds are going to be going just exclusively to Chromio, because HP is a no-brainer, and strength, so Chromio could actually do more damage, even though he has a fair amount of strength. As for the rest of them, though, there's going to be agility and resilience that I have to debate upon, because it depends on whether or not I really want to do much for Doity, because Doity doesn't have much. I don't know. For this fight, I am not bringing Doity, because he's more of a liability than he is of help. That's kind of weird, I know, but I'm just not going to bring him. He's just not worth bringing at all. So, it's better to have these two. Granny is a little less needed, but it is definitely a bit of a help just in case, because Bjorn can get through Chromio's defenses. That's kind of an issue. But why don't we go over our item setup, though. Chromio's got the Metal King Sword, Slime Curio, Happy Hat, and Magic Shield. We are 1 mini-metal away from affording the Metal King Shield, so soon Chromio's going to have even better defense, and he could use it. these are just for wild battles, don't worry about those. He's got a Pax-a-Punch to get his attack up, and some Yig Leaves as well, just in case Granny goes down. I would have given Granny one of the Yig Leaves, but I kind of overloaded them with items. I probably get rid of the Fairy Foil, I'll be honest. I probably will do that, but the Icicle Dirt's for them to attack with because their attack is not great, even with the Pax-a-Punch. And Staff of Ovation they will be using as, because they're going to be playing the healer for this. And they also have a Zenithian Shield for reflecting the Kasap so that we can get the defense down on Bjorn. That's another reason I wanted to bring Granny along, so Chromio doesn't have to keep doing that and slow down the fight. It's better to have an extra person for that, and since Granny can actually survive, it works. Same with the Zenithian Sword, so Chromio doesn't have to. So, but yeah, we're only going to be bringing these two, and then Monsters is just going to Kerplunk himself, so that'll be it. So, anyway, I will meet you when the fight starts because, well, it takes a while to get there. I'll meet you there. It's boss time against Bjorn. Alright, first things first, you're gonna Kerplunk. Chromio does need to buff up, just so you guys know, because the defense is not quite up there yet. And you are going to go ahead and buff yourself. There you go. And that should take out monsters. Good. Alright. We're going to buff one more time. You are going to go ahead and heal yourself. Good. Okay, Chromio's at a good point now. Unfortunately, well, they're going to have to buff themselves again. Alright. Now that we did that, you need to go ahead and Pax-a-Punch yourself. And you are going to buff yourself one more. That should just undo what he just did. I don't think it did quite so much, but whatever. And now you can go ahead and attack. You are going to go ahead and Zenithian. By the way, I got rid of the... of course you did that. I got rid of the Fairy Foil so that Granny can just go ahead and use her own buff spell. And this is the part where Chromio having Frizzle is pretty good, because he just... Bjorn just buffed himself up. But now Frizzle can continue the damage. A little less than physical, but it's still better than what the physical can do currently. And you need to heal yourself. It's great for when Granny's a little busy surviving. Also, I did forget one thing. Chromio has Insulate. You should do that to protect Granny. That sounds funny. We brought a Granny with us. But okay, now that he just debuffed himself, you can go back to attacking. You don't need to heal. We don't need to refresh that yet, and we don't need to do that. Let me try Pax-a-Punching you just for shits and giggles. We have one extra. Okay, you're okay. I think I was supposed to buff her once again, but that's okay. But yeah, that Insulate helps so much. Go ahead and attack. Why don't you buff yourself one more time? It's cheap MP at least. There you go. And deflect it. Alright, I'm going to have you refresh the Zenithian Shield because that's more important. Alright, good damage. But yeah, sometimes Bjorn can get past Chromio's defenses, and if he just double attacks Chromio, Granny might need to heal. Alright, let's see how you do when you attack. Okay, 82! Not bad when he's double sapped. Alright, well now Granny probably shouldn't, so... Let's see... Try Icicle Dirt just to see. Okay, yeah, it's roughly the same. Alright, he just double buffed up. We're gonna have to... Well, we're going to have to Zenithian, but first, we want to have Granny to keep herself alive. And yeah, she's female. As you saw, it just said raises it above her head. Still buffed. But you're in surviving range. Go ahead and Zenithian. And there we go. Now we can go back to attacking. One buff, Chromio can still do better damage than Frizzle, but 2 is too much. Speaking of, I just want to see, are you at max defense right now? No, you are. Okay, I wanted to be sure. Alright, that's 1. But then it got ruined so we could continue attacking. Okay, good. Refresh your bounce spell. Oh, yeah. I hate that that Kasap can only lower... Kasap on him lowers his defense less, it feels like. I don't know. It's weird. Still in attacking range, if I remember right. Go ahead and just patch up yourself. Yeah, we're okay, because that's about what Frizzle does right now. But, you know, you're better off going in Zenithian anyway. The decision's more about whether or not to Frizzle. Go ahead and heal. But yeah, Granny's actually somewhat useful, and I appreciate that. Even if she comes a little too late. Better than Doity, though, because, I tried with him, but the problem was Granny spent her whole time having to keep him alive, and he basically just defended the whole time. It was just not worth it. Let's see. Go ahead and heal anyway. Uh-oh, I forgot about bounce. Please don't kiss that. Fuck! Of course. Get bounce up now. Please don't attack her. Oh, good dodge, Granny. You got it. Alright, you attack, and you gotta buff yourself out. But yeah, buff seems to do less while his Kasap does more, and I don't like that. Alright, now you gotta heal, but you're probably gonna have to buff up again later. Meanwhile, buff on him, it seems to do really good. Alright, keep healing. But yeah, at least there's some teamwork going on, and I do think, while I do think Chromio probably, I think he can attack, can get through this on his own, it's still a little tough. Alright, he just reset. Oh no, he just triple buffed. Yeah, nope. Frizzle and Zenithian Sword. And after that, I was gonna say shield. Okay, we're okay. Go ahead and Zenithian shield. But yeah, it's a little tough. Alright, that's one buff, but doable. You can still attack, and I'm gonna have you go ahead and Icicle Jerk. Yeah, it's okay. See, it's weird. Chromio sometimes has, like, it does only so little damage, and then other times his attack does, like, 24. It's weird. When Bjorn attacks Chromio, excuse me. Oh, right. Frizzle, because you didn't Zenithian Sword. There you go. Sometimes Granny's faster, but not always. That's why I rather play it safe with the damage here. But yeah, we mostly have this. Chromio is a very good defensive support. I think your shield's fine. Go ahead and attack. It's only 50? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we have to wait for our Kasap to go out. Alright, that's one buff. You can attack, and you're going to re-up your shield. Good. And we can still attack then. Attack and Salvation. I did consider, like, maybe having the Bjorn fight later so that Doity can level up more, but I spent a long time leveling Doity, and I took a Musk and I just fought only metals for a while. It was just annoying to have to constantly, you have to Frizzle and you have to do this. It was too annoying to have to level him up just to bring him here. He does max out around, I think 30, I think his max level is, which is stupid, by the way. But yeah, oh, there you go. Yeah, just Doity's just not worth bringing, and so please trust me on that. And the reason I didn't bring him in and just leave him to die is because I think he gets the experience still here when we're doing this. I'm not positive. I'd rather have him get experience than no experience. So, again, not positive on that, though. But anyway, that was Bjorn. I will try to bring Doity for the other two fights in the Talon... Is it Talon Tower? Wherever you fight Ladja and Slon. So, I shall meet you there. Okay, guys, we're here at Slon the Rook. And he's going to actually be a little tougher this time because we do not have any way to stun him. None of us have the ability to, and no one has... And I didn't get the Terror Crow this time because I was trying to do that little well, you guys won't know yet, but I'm doing a little side series with experimenting something with the Haytown. You'll see later, though. That's probably going to be happening after this what do you call it, challenge run. But yeah, in any case, here's where we are. Doity's really not going to be helping much, and Granny's basically going to be just trying to keep Doity alive. And Chromio's going to do all the work yet again. Though Granny at least can contribute somewhat. Anyway, here's our stats at the moment. Agility's almost maxed out. I still have to go ahead and get back into TNT boards and fix the resilience, but otherwise, Chromio is fine. It's only 2 points anyway. I got the Metal King shield on him, so his defense is amazing. But I did want to point something out, but I'll show that off in a moment with the items for now. We got Granny, same stats as last time. They're maxed out on their stuff. They're slightly... I've, again, never used any stat seeds on anybody yet, but Granny has slightly better stats than what is on the wiki, but I'm not sure if the wiki at the moment is more about rough estimates. Maybe the monsters get different have different level up possibilities each time. Who knows, but I haven't tested that out yet because I'm not at the point where I'm doing multiple monsters of the same in the same party type of thing, like having 3 bad apples, for instance. And now Doity. Doity's leveled up a little bit, but as you can see, his stats are pretty sad. He's just got a little bit better attack than Granny, and that's only because he equips better stuff and has literally 1 strength more than her. Agility's only because of the meteorite bracer, and I gave him a bunch of accessories just to try and help him out. And otherwise, yeah, he's pretty much underwhelming. Now let's go over the items here. And this is what I wanted to go over, but first, before I do. Metal King Sword, Metal King Shield, those are great. Happy Hat, and Slime Curio for the self-healing, of course. The Slime Curio may get replaced eventually, but not yet. And the Boomerang and the Poison Needle, that's just for encounters. But I want to point out this. See, that is dropped by metal dragons, which are located inside this dungeon. But the thing is, they only have a drop rate of 1 in 256. Now, one would say, oh, you got really lucky, that's pretty cool. But me, I'm starting to really think that the luck stat does affect your drop rate. I'm not positive in what sort of way, I just really feel like that's the case. Mainly because I mentioned it earlier in some of the fights that, you know, I've been getting a lot more drops than usual. And the fact that I got a Metal King armor, of all things, just seems pretty amazing. Now, this is still circumstantial evidence at best, because I could have just literally gotten lucky. I have not gotten this at all in any of my other challenge runs, even though I did try killing Metal Dragon every time. But I really do think it's because of Chromio's amazing 255 luck, and they're being in the lead of the party. The others have subpar luck, but I do think it has something to do with the luck stat. I can't be positive still, though. So I just wanted to point that out. In any case, though, the only important things you really need is a Pax-a-Punch. Elven Elixir is not really needed. I just have it. And same with the Yig Leaves. I shouldn't need it, but in case Doity goes down, because Doity's the only one that will probably go down. Granny's stat items really won't matter too much, though, but she's got her best equipment right here, these 3, Steel Fangs, Tortoiseshell, Top Hat. The Elfin Charm, I got 2. I got one in Mantle Place, and the other on the TNT board in Fairy Lay. So I gave it to Doity and Granny. She's got this Instinct Shield, but she won't need it for this fight. Staff of Salvation is the main thing she'll be doing. The rest of the stuff is just there. The Staff of Salvation is for her to heal, and I have her on focus on healing, just so you guys know. And for Doity has basically anything he can get. Magma Staff, because it's the strongest single targeting a weapon he has. Technically, the Flame Tang Boomerang is stronger, but only by 2 and doesn't have a chance to crit, so I went with the Magma Staff instead. So for Quiris, Scale Shield and Hermes Hat are the best he can get, but he'll get a Great Helmet later when we get to Nadiria. And Meteorite Bracer just to give him something. He honestly, probably we shouldn't bother with it, but we did. Crude Image, same thing, probably don't need to bother, but we did. Elfin Charm. Fairy Foil to keep his defense up, and a Pax-a-Punch to give to Chromio if needed. But otherwise, yeah, they're just going to be chipping away with damage. not very helpful, unfortunately. And I know it's a little weird to be going over item setup for Slon, but, well, I felt it necessary to go over the whole fact that I found a goddamn Metal King armor. That's the armor I may give to Chromio if his defense doesn't hold out anymore. So, in any case, why don't we go ahead and get started. It's Slon. Go ahead. And it is lame boss time against Slon. Slon attacks, and that's all he does. So what we're going to do is kabuff, and you are going to self-buff. Granny's focused on healing, so they're just going to do whatever for now. And you're going to kabuff one more time. You're going to go ahead and Pax a Punch Chromio. Ow, quit it. I'm going to see if he needs any more defense. I don't think he does, but we'll see. Yeah, you did damage. Okay, there you go. Alright, and then Doity should be maxed out. Granny doesn't really need it. Granny's going to be focusing on stuff. And Doity does not have anything better to do than attack. But Doity does decent damage, at least. But as you can see, Chromio probably could solo this. But we have buddies with us, we may as well use them. I will say, though, that Chromio does need the buff a bit, buff, in order to actually survive these hits. Because it is hurting pretty badly. 18 every now and then. If they kept doing that, then Chromio could go down. And that's where it's going to get tricky, because when we have enemies that could Disruptive Wave, we may be finding ourselves in trouble. And I think King Korol is going to probably be the worst, because he has a critical attack. But in any case, there goes Slon. He sure existed. But that's it for that. I'll meet you at Ladja, the second Ladja fight, which shouldn't be too bad. Well, second in terms of games, first in terms of challenge. Whatever. Semantics. I'll meet you there. Okay, guys, we're here at Ladja. So, once again, Chromio's going to be doing most of the work. Surprise, surprise, I know. Granny's going to be mainly just focusing on keeping herself and Doity alive. We did gain a few levels, I think a level, for Doity since Slon the Rook. So, but anyway, why don't we just go over stats real quick anyway. Nothing really changed much for Chromio, but I always just like to just go ahead and do a quick, hey, this is what we're at right now. As for equipment setup. Alright, so for Chromio, got his regular stuff here. Yig leaves in case Granny or Doity goes down. Same with the Yigdu. I might do that in case they're both in critical and I want to make sure they're okay. But otherwise, Pax-a-Punch is going to be the only other item that Chromio uses, and then everything else is spells and attack. Granny here, same items set up here. Staff of Salvation, going to be healing. Does anything to her, doesn't matter. But Yig leaves in case Doity goes down. It's very, very, very unlikely Chromio will go down, though. And then Doity here, got his gear here, including the extra accessories. To be honest, probably does not need the Meteorite Bracer, but I have it on him anyway. He's going to be using the Fairy Foil, Zenithine Shield, but he won't be attacking much. He's more likely going to be defending. And a Yig Leaf in case Granny goes down, which is possible. So, but yeah, this is going to be a very long and annoying fight. Just know that. It's not going to be necessarily hard, but Logic can be pretty bad. It doesn't matter what you say. He wants to test us. For asshole boss time against Ladja. Alright, so we're going to start off with kabuffs. And I have Granny on focus on healing for the moment. And we're going to go ahead and use Fairy Foil on Doity. I probably, for the first turn, should have controlled Granny so he could buff. But at this point, he's going to be healing Doity. So, alright. We're going to do another kabuff. You're going to defend. Very good. Okay, a third one will go. You got to keep defending for the moment, because we got to wait till Chromio's done kabuffing. Okay, not the worst. And I think it's a fourth one we need before we're done. Actually, you know what? Let's insulate first, and then we'll kabuff. Because everyone's defenses up are decently now. Uh-oh. Okay. Hanging in there, Doity. We're going to kabuff. You're going to defend once again. Alright, that's the last of our buffing. Now we're going to go ahead and Pax a Punch ourselves. Granny's going to be healing, so you're going to go ahead and Zinfine Shield. Thank you. It's all this setup, really. And then Chromio attacks. Chromio basically had to waste time trying to keep their partners alive. But otherwise, Chromio definitely could just solo Ladja instead. You're probably better off. But I have him along anyway, so this is what we're doing. Doity's going to basically spam defend. Oh, Doity's bounce wore off. I gotta remember to do that. And you only do that when Doity has mostly full HP. But for the most part, Ladja will never Kafrizzle anyone that has bounce up, but doesn't care if they resist or are outright immune to the spell. So, you may as well go ahead and keep bounce on Doity, so it'll only affect Granny and Chromio. Granny has the HP to handle it, and Doity just keeps the bounce spell up. Alright, this is a point where Granny's not making sound decisions, so I'm going to take control. I'd rather top you off. You're going to go ahead and bounce spell again. Very good. Alright. Yeah, because when it's mostly full, it likes to try to attack, and Granny, I'm sorry, you're better off not bothering. Ooh, good miss. But yeah, it's the unfortunate thing here. Doity just really can't help much. Even if I maxed out his level, he'd only be at like 200 HP. Go ahead and keep healing yourself. So, yeah, Chromio has to basically support their poor buddies here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put you back and focus on healing, because you're definitely going to... Your AI is going to definitely allow you to heal. I think Doity still has its bounce up at the moment. You saw, though, like, it does like 50 damage... Kafrizzle does 50 damage to Doity if, while defending, too. So that's why bounce is kind of necessary. And... Oh, yeah. Keep attacking. You can put bounce up. Keep yourself healed. There they go. Okay. I expected something gonna happen soon, but yeah. Bring him back. Bounce goes off. It's like, oh no, I gotta put it back on. Even though they're not using any spells right now. Alright, I gotta put follow orders on. You can go ahead and buff yourself, and you're gonna defend. Very good. Go ahead and buff yourself one more time. I'm gonna rebounce up, I'm assuming. And I think Granny's done with putting defense up on themselves. And then you can go ahead and go back to focus on healing. You attack and you defend. Doity should survive unless he gets double Kafrizzled. But, oh, it bounces up, so that's okay. But yeah, this is sadly the fight. Long and drawn out. Very good. Bounce is so useful, though. Oh, Insulate's not on Granny right now. I forgot about that, because he got revived. Let's go ahead and do that. Very good. I think Granny's gonna heal. No, Granny did dumb. Alright, you're in that awkward stage. Go ahead. That's the bad part. Like, it's nice to be able to rely on the tactics sometimes, but it's annoying when you can't. Alright, go ahead and top off Doity. Oh, right, you have to do this. Sadly, none of Doity's moves will work on here. It's a real shame, because Doity has access to poison, and poison seems like such a fun, like, status effect, and I kind of wish it worked on the enemies, but maybe like at half effectiveness. So instead of like 10% of their max HP, it's more like, you know, 1 or 5%, and so it's still doing very good damage, but... Oh, is everyone at max right now? You don't have anything better to do, sadly, because even attacking is not a... You may as well defend, because Granny can't attack very well. I debated on giving them an item so that they could go ahead and just, like, do attack spamming, but it really is not worth it. Is he... What? Well, you know what? I think he's immune to ice, but go for it, why not? Yeah, I didn't think so. I was pretty sure he was immune to cold. Yeah. So you may as well just defend. Re-up bounce. Okay, Dory's gonna be hurt. Oh, not that bad, actually. Even because I thought even with Insulate it was gonna hurt him. I debated on you doing fast forward for this, but it's not... I don't think it's super duper needed. It's more like... Probably would be nice. Because we're waiting for Chromio to slowly take out Ladja here. I will probably be using my stat seeds soon, because King Korol, I need to put life on Chromio. Yeah, you guys can just keep defending. But okay, there we go. Jeez, I wasn't running out of things to say, really. But yeah, the critical attack from Korol is 105, so having enough HP for it is going to be really necessary. With Granny and Doity basically playing as extra lives for Chromio. That's probably what's going to happen there. But, alright, we finished Ladja's fight, which was totally not painful in any way. Nope. And we are going to be moving on to Queen Ferz first. I'll be meeting you there. Alright guys, we're here just before Queen Ferz. It's actually not too bad, as usual, because it's only one action per turn. We can usually plan around it pretty well. And even Doity can actually be useful here. I hate that I have to quantify it like that, but it's true. Anyway, monsters will be using Kerplunk right in the beginning, so don't worry about him being at full health right now. Anyway, here's our general stats. I got the resilience back up for Chromio, so he's maxed it out. I think he lost some wisdom when I was doing the TNT boards, but wisdom really doesn't matter as long as you're above 25, so... I think it's 25 or 20. It's one of the two. Either way, he's fine. So, but yeah, good stats still. Let's see. Yep, same for Granny still, and as for Doity, I think he like leveled up once or twice, maybe, but his stats haven't gotten much better. So, nothing really big on that front. Now, as for items, we have our usual equipment for Chromio here. You do for the emergencies, but probably won't need it. Packs a punch, because, you know, Chromio's carrying this team right now. Still have not used any stat seeds, just wanted to mention that. For Granny, still keep rocking the same gear, because that's the best she's got. She's got the Staff of Salvation, though. As this Icicle Dirk is for the rare instances where she doesn't have to use the healing stuff. But I also put Rock Bomb Shards because I wasn't sure what did more damage. I think the Icicle Dirk did, but I wasn't really using it much. I used it like each of them once, and then I forgot because I was busy with having her heal. But don't worry about the Zenithian Sword either. As for Doity, well, you already saw it, but they got the Dragon Staff. They're going to be the Dragon Staff user, and it works pretty well for this fight since they have a breath attack that Ferz has a breath attack that with using the Dragon Staff will make him immune to. I also have the Zenithian Shield just for some of the casting of the spells. I'm going to use the Zenithian Shield first and then immediately Dragon Staff so that Doity can go ahead and start off with a bit of a defense against the spells. But, you know, before we use the Fairy Foil anyway. I mean, after we use the Fairy Foil. I'm getting things out of order. The other stuff I was debating on using instead, but the Dragon Staff is much better, and I honestly need to just clear that out. But don't worry about Doity. So, Doity's going to be actually useful this time. But after this fight, I think things are going to be a lot tougher. It's gotta be. And I probably will be using my stat seeds finally after this. So, hope you took notes on my stats there. Because things are going to change. Alright, no, thank you. I am willing to stand against my own mother because you are not my mother. Anyway, there's Queen Ferz. Oh my god, what a shock. For boss time. against Queen Ferz. Alright, so first things first, go ahead and kerplunk. You deserve it. That sounds bad, actually. Alright, and we're going to also start it with Kabuff, and Granny's going to also chime in and buff Chromio, while we have Doity Fairy Foil himself. There we go. The Granny having buff kind of just saves us time a little bit. You're going to Kabuff, you're going to buff yourself, and you're also going to Fairy Foil. And that should be enough for defense. And now I'm going to Insulate. You are going to heal Doity, and let me see. Doity is now going to put Tenacity and Shield up, because I don't think Insulate gets bounced back in this one. I could be wrong. But I also know Chromio is faster, so. Very good. Now, it's a lot of setup, guys. Gotta use Strength on you. I think this is your free turn because you don't have anything better to do. Why don't you Icicle Dirk? And you are going to go ahead and Dragon Staff. There you go, and we got steady 6 damage. Yeah, Icicle Dirk's only 12. Oh, but he missed. Cool. Alright, now you can start attacking. Let's see, that was 12 versus what? Let's find out. Okay, a little bit more damage. It's rare that she's gonna have to attack anyway. Why don't you just keep yourself healed up? I will put Granny on Staff of Healing if the damage starts being constant. I mean Staff of Healing. On Focus on Healing. Because I don't like having to manually keep doing that because it's a very simple action. Okay, good. We're not having to worry about that much. Why don't you go ahead and Rock Bomb Shard again. Bounce wore off, so we're probably going to need to heal more now. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and start you off healing Doity, and then I'm going to probably switch you over to Focus on Healing. Awesome! Yes, yeah, do more of that. I'm fine with that. But yeah, go ahead, back into Focus on Healing for now. If I feel like she's starting to mess up, I'm going to go ahead and take over again. Because sometimes the prioritization is a little weird. And again, I believe it depends on your wisdom. I'm assuming when it's lower wisdom, they focus on themselves more, but when they're higher wisdom, yeah, like that. They know, oh, I should heal the one that's a little bit weaker. I think Doity should survive, but if he goes down, I'm just going to revive him. I'm not really super worried. Yeah, we're okay. But if Granny starts ignoring her duties, I'm going to have to... Okay, good. Alright, yeah, and now she's probably just going to attack. She doesn't really have anything better, and that does better than the Icicle Dirk. Alright, Doity will be probably a little bit in peril every now and then. Oh, hey, Granny realized she should heal him. Good job. I really wasn't expecting that. Because her AI has been mostly focused her first, even though Doity could probably benefit more. But they do have a bigger HP difference, so I could totally see why that might happen instead. Also, debatably, I probably should have Pack-a-Punch Doity just for when he attacks instead of breathes, but I don't think it's necessary. But there you go. That's Queen Ferz. Mostly pretty easy. It's more setup than anything, and once you're set up, you're good. However, the next fight, Korol, well, we're not going to be able to set up much, which includes the lack of Pack-a-Punch, which is going to suck. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to how that's going to have to go. I'm probably going to have to solo with Chromio, with Granny and Doity playing extra lives with Yigglies, but we'll see how that goes. I will meet you there. Okay, guys, we're here at King Korol, and it's actually not so bad once you use some stat seeds. Or maybe maxed out your level, whichever comes first. You actually only need to just barely get your HP above 105. However, I used all my story seeds that I've been gathering since, well, the beginning. This includes TNT board stuff and random drops every now and then, but I don't remember any. So, total of 9, and I got Chromio's HP up to 129. That's pretty good. I also gave him a few strength stat seeds too, just because I wanted to give him just a small boost. I didn't want to go too hard, so I just gave him like 2. And of course, I did it at max possibility, so it was always +3 strength and +6 health for each one. I just kept save stating until it worked. You can do the same on a regular console, but it would take longer steps just by resetting your save at a church each time. But since I have the convenience, I do what I can to shorten it as long as it's possible within legitimate means. So don't worry about the fact that he's 6 HP under right now. That it really doesn't matter. Doesn't matter as long as he's above 105, because that's the crit that King Korol has. Attack's decent enough. If your strength's not this high, you could also just use Frizzle until bounce goes down, and you could either spend a turn using the Zenithian Sword, or you could just attack and do just slightly less damage until it goes down again. So either way works. But Granny's still the same, don't worry about them. I didn't use any other stat seeds on anybody, but Joy did level up, didn't really do much other than a little bit more HP, and maybe like 1 or 2 stats into the other stuff here, but not enough. He maxes out at 30, which is so stupid. He really should be one of the level 99 ones, so he can actually be some sort of use later. But I digress. That's for the end of the Monster Party wrap-up sort of thing there. So let's go to item setup. The only one that's important really with item setup is Chromio. Chromio needs the Staff of Salvation for whenever he gets crit, because even though the Slime Curio does heal him over time, it can... sometimes Korol will crit again before your Chromio is full up, so you're better off just Staff of Salvationing just to get yourself back up. But otherwise, generally, basic stuff here. I had Elfin Elixirs in case I needed to use Frizzle the whole time, but they're not needed. And same with the Yigdu in case like the Staff of Salvation somehow wasn't going to work as the way I thought it would, but it did. So don't worry about that. Everything else is fine. As for the others, the only important things they need are the Yig leaves. That's it. So they both have Yig leaves just in case I screw up, which can happen. And I'm going to be doing something a little cheeky right at the beginning. But for now, let's go ahead and talk to King Korol. Yes, meddlesome legendary hero. I'm glad he summons the wagon, though, because otherwise the other two would be more of a liability. But it's boss time against King Korol. Alright, so first things first. We're going to use Insulate so that Granny and Doity have some sort of defense against breath attacks if they need to come out. And that plus defending does very minimal damage. And then we say goodbye and let Chromio handle it. Alright, so Chromio can't use a Pack-a-Punch because it'll just get Disruptive Waved away. There really is no point. So he hasn't used Bounce yet, but don't worry, I did 68. Oh, he went right for it, 105. So, Staff of Salvation. And we're good. Let me see. Frizzle, meanwhile, does 62, so it's roughly the same amount of damage as physical, really, right now. So, in general, then, you're better off physically attacking, because at least you have a chance to crit. Sometimes Frizzle can match that damage, but generally, it won't. So, you just attack. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start fast-forwarding in a bit, because this is going to get very tedious. And I think my plan is that I'm only going to slow down whenever he does a critical hit. Oh, wow, that took him a while, but the Disruptive Wave only affected Chromio. Meanwhile, my other two party members still benefit from Insulate, so should they have to come out... Oh, there we go. Should they have to come out, they'll have a moment to at least try to survive, you know? But, alright, fast forward time, guys, because this is very monotonous. So, literally, it's just attack until he crits you, then heal. Other than that, you're good. But yeah, Chromio was only at 80 HP before, so the life seeds were very necessary. But you don't have to use them all just yet. You could just barely get him above 105 if you wanted to. He's taking a while not to critically attack me. Meanwhile, I'm getting crit attacks. Oh, there we go. Let's heal up. There we go. But yeah, I would still say the Slime Curio is the more useful thing here, because at least it can help get you fuller up on HP, so you don't have to spend a second turn topping yourself off. But soon that may be needing revision here. We might not want the Slime Curio soon. Though I do think for the next fight, which is against Ladja, we won't need our fourth party member yet. A fourth party member yet. I mentioned in the beginning one set of people that I wanted for this team, but in the last party slot will be someone useful, and my plan was to get that. I have the page pulled up. Hyperanemon, which is the only non-special, very special, but one of two enemies that you can only get after defeating Nimzo. There's two that you can only get. Hyperanemon, whatever how you want to pronounce it, and Barbados. Those are the only two that you can get right there. So I'm going to need somebody stronger for Estark, because I tried on a whim to see if a maxed out Metal Slime with their defense could actually handle Estark's attack, and if Estark does double attack, it would basically instantly kill Chromio. Oh, there we go. King Korol is down. Yeah, Metal Slime cheesed it very well. Oh, and good. We got a level up probably for Doity, I'm guessing? Oh no, Chromio. Only 1 HP. I'm a little sad there. The agility and strength. Okay, good. We got the strength that we wanted. But, yeah. Next up is against Ladja, and again, I think that one's actually going to go pretty easy, because we're going to probably do what I'm doing right here. Let Chromio handle it. But after that, it's going to get tricky, because I'm actually going to have to rely on my party members against Nimzo's second form, because that's where he can crit, and it is not going to be anywhere near where I can get enough life seeds for it. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you over at Ladja. Okay, guys, we're here just before Ladja, and things are going to be pretty damn easy, actually, because Chromio can solo this. But here's an update on our stats anyway. So, I think Chromio only got like 1 or 2 levels at most. Strength is getting up there. I have not given him any more stat seeds since last time against King Korol. So, he's just the best as he can be at the moment. I do still have some strength seeds that I'll probably be giving to him after I max out their levels, which I will be doing after we beat Ladja, because I want to be at our best when we fight Nimzo. So, in any case, here's our stats here. Granny has not changed at all, and Doity caught a couple levels, but at best his strength is respectable since he's got the Cobra Claw now. But that's it. It's not even great. It's just like, okay, you can attack some. You can help secure a kill for Chromio. But that's it. And he's 5 levels away from maxing out, and which is, again, really stupid, I think. Same abilities. Venom Mist is just not helping, though Paralysis attack is actually pretty good during random battles, since every now and then he could take out a enemy really quickly to keep them, off of our backs. But in general, unless they're like critically hitting, like the Gigantus or something, it's not really a threat to Chromio. So, as for items, well, nothing changed for Chromio at the moment, though the time will probably be coming soon where, well, we'll definitely be getting the Metal King hat for him, but time will probably be coming soon where the Slime Curio no longer can help keep Chromio in, and I may need to start using the Staff of Salvation more, but don't worry about these, this is just for wild battles. The Staff of Salvation is probably the only important thing you need, plus the Pax-a-Punch. I threw a Yiggleaf in just in case, and the Stilo Staff in case I wanted to bring the other 2 in, but you really don't need to. So, don't worry about it. Yigdo, same reason. But yeah, Granny still having the Sage Stone. The only important thing really for her is the Sands of Time and the Yiggleaves. In case Chromio goes down and it looks like it's hopeless, you can reset the battle or Yiggleaf, but that shouldn't happen unless I get really unlucky in the very beginning before I can get Chromio's defense up with Kabuff. That's literally it. Same with Doity. Doity doesn't really have much. It's just, hey, a Yiggleaf in case. And Staff of Salvation, because we got 2 of them thanks to the Nadiria TNT board, so. He's still a pretty good Dragon Staff user for this part of the wild battles, but that's about it. But yeah, that's literally it. Don't worry about it. Chromio's going to handle this. I will meet you at the start of the battle. It's final in confrontation with Ladja time. I ruined it. In any way, don't worry about this at all. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not even going to let monsters die in this. We're just literally going to go to Chromio. If I can get my 4th party member after Nimzo, I need to get all the experience I can for monsters. So let's just go Chromio only. And we're going to kabuff, because that is the first thing you absolutely 100% want to do. Because otherwise Ladja can tear into Chromio's health pretty fast. He does about like up to 30 if you don't kabuff, and if he does it twice, you can be a little bit in trouble, but it's not you generally are going to be fine. That was without my packs of punch. Whoopsies. There you go. And now we just attack, and Ladja can't do shit. Like, look, even that attack now, it doesn't matter. It's pretty damn hilarious that we can neuter him after the many, many troubles he's given me over these monster parties. This is very, very cathartic. It's like, ha, fuck you. I mean, yeah, you're evil scum anyway, but now... Okay, see, now if he actually kept doing that, I'd actually have to use the Staff of Salvation, but he doesn't. And I'm good with that. But yeah, it's just wonderful that you can just tear through him. I mean, he can't really... He's not a threat for the most part. And again, he'd only be a threat if you didn't kabuff. And you don't want to bother with having the party in here because, well, it would just make the fight take a little longer. The only one that could decently attack is Doity. But Doity's very fragile because he's low HP and no resistances. And Granny doesn't have any attack, but has the HP to survive for a little bit. But then all she would be doing is just keeping Doity alive. So you may as well go completely safe and let Chromio take the wheel here. This is not going to work when it comes to Estark, because Estark's attack is too high for Chromio, even if I had a much higher HP. So that's why I have that hopefully final party member coming after Nimzo, if we can survive Nimzo. I'm going to at least depend on the others for Nimzo, because the first... Oh! Geez, we're done already. But yeah, the first phase of Nimzo should be mostly easy for Chromio, I think. I might need to be careful with certain parts, because if he gets ganged up on physically, he might go down. But I do believe that Chromio is going to have this pretty easily. But the second part, where he could actually critical hit, that's where I'm going to need the other two. In any case, that's it for Ladja. I will be maxing out everyone's level after this point. I wanted to get access to Metal Kings before I started maxing out levels. And then I will meet you at Nimzo. I'll see you there. Alright guys, we're here at Nimzo. I maxed out everyone's levels, and I gave the remaining strength seeds over to Chromio, our metal slime. And you know what? Nimzo's possible. It's tough, and I do have to do some cheesy casino-related tactics, meaning lots of yig leaves, but it's possible to do it with just the 3 of them. And yes, all 3 of them do participate in this fight and actually have value. It's just that there's some luck based towards the end. So, as you can see, I only have Chromio in my party to start. And that's because, well, first phase Nimzo, you don't need your party members. You could just turtle it out and just let Chromio slowly get through this safely. If I wanted to speed this up, I could bring them in and out like I did with previous monster parties, where anytime Form 1 Nimzo is using Cold Breath, everyone's in the wagon, and then they come out in between, but I don't think that's necessary. I'd rather just go for it. But anyway, let's go ahead and look over our stats. This is with all the strength seeds and HP seeds that I was able to get along the way, as well as a little bit of luck in the TNT boards when the stat things came up. I would get the HP up a little bit sometimes, but not by much. I'm talking like maybe 3 total, because it only goes up by 1 on there. I think I got strength or like 1 or 2 as well, but yeah, this is his max strength for what I can do without grinding overtime on either the TNT boards or against monsters that drop the items. So I think it's okay. Pretty good attack, 318. It's worthwhile, you know? I mean, could definitely be better, but, you know, he's almost maxed out. It'd be interesting to see how he is maxed out, but HP seeds are going to be what I'd really want anyway, because Estark's going to be harder. But yeah, that's Chromio. Now, Granny doesn't have anything really special, so don't worry about her, because I didn't give her any seeds at all. And this is the Fat Rat maxed out, no seeds at all, but with the Meteorite Bracer. And as you can see, the strength is just at best respectable. It's not great, but you know what? You know, it can do something. Everything else is just shit. It just is. The defense, too. This is with the best gear he could possibly get, but no, it's bad. He probably could be decent if he could be recruited earlier, but no. So Doity is just bad, but he will be useful in this fight because we make him to be useful. He's probably going to die a lot, too, though. Anyway, item setup is going to be should be no surprise. Well, first off, the same gear. Staff of Salvation is very important on Chromio because he will need to heal himself every now and then. Yigdu is semi-important. We will need that first towards the end. And then everything else, Yig leaves. You will need them. Granny, I took away her weapon because even with it, she can't do any real damage. So instead, she's going to be Sage Stoning and Icicle Dirking for where needed for extra damage. She rarely will be doing damage, by the way. She's better off defending, usually. But Meditate Phase, you know. Doesn't need the Zenithian Sword. I probably should get rid of it for a Yigleaf, and I might do that in between. But generally, yeah, she's going to be reviving a lot. And as for Doity, I took away some of the accessories that are unnecessary. His big thing is Dragon Staff. That's the only way to keep him useful. Just use the Dragon Staff, and they'll let him do 60 flat damage all the time. It's very nice. It's debatable whether or not I should have just bought another Icicle Dirk instead, because the Icicle Dirk does about 10 less damage on average than the Dragon Staff's Fire Breath does. But I like the idea that it forces Nimzo to Disruptive Wave more, so that's the main reason. Also, it gives him immunity to Fire Breath, so that's another great thing. And yeah, Staff of Salvation for those really big emergencies, because he is still fast, thanks to the Meteorite Bracer, and a bunch of Yigleafs. But everything else is very necessary on him. But yeah, you know, just because I was thinking of it, does not need the Zenithian, she does not need the Zenithian Sword. Let's go ahead and give her one more Yigleaf. The Elfin Elixir probably is not needed either, but I don't foresee her using up all her seeds, and I mean her leaves anyway, so yeah. Before I keep stumbling over my words, why don't we go ahead and get started on this? I will meet you at the start of the fight. See you there. And it's final boss time against Nimzo, first form. Chromio makes this fight easy. Long, but easy. You want to know why? Because this form of Nimzo does not have very good attack. And every other turn will always Cold Breath. So, just attack. He recovers 50 health per turn, but because we're over that, we'll slowly get through this. The Rectors are a little bad, but not that bad. I think you're better off wanting the robots in general, because the robots can't critically hit. I think the Rectors can, but it's very low chance. But even if they could, Chromio should be able to survive. And Nimzo, when he attacks, he doesn't hit hard. He can hit anywhere from 2 to, I think, sometimes 15. And our armor's going to cover that. A 13. There you go. It would only be bad if the Rectors both crit or something like that. And again, I'm not positive if they can. It feels like it's something that they could do, but I might be misremembering from another game that they were in, probably Dragon Quest 2. Their attacks just look like they'd be critical hits with the double mace and all. But yeah, as you can see, Chromio is fine. Even if he did get hit like to half his health, that's what the Staff of Salvation is for. But yeah, so just attack and don't worry about anything for the first form. If it wasn't for the second form's critical attacks, I would say Chromio could probably solo the game. Main game, anyway. Not Estark, because Estark hits too hard. Ooh, nice crit. It's kind of satisfying, though, to be able to just do this, though. Again, if you really wanted to, you could bring in the other two to just help with the attacks every other turn, make this go by a little faster, but then you'd have to worry about their health, and I'd rather have them at full health when we go to the second form, because it can get dangerous. Plus, right now they're acting as our extra lives in case shit goes down. But I gotta admit, this is pretty satisfying. It's just like, yeah, you can't do shit. That said, I do believe that, based on what we're seeing with Chromio, that if we did get the Liquid Metal Slime, it'd be more the same, except I think the Liquid Metal Slime gets more HP as a recruit, and better spells, so it'd be a little bit more mage-like instead of having to force Chromio into this attacking role. And also probably less buffs. I don't know, I haven't used a Liquid Metal Slime yet. And when I eventually do, it's definitely going to be by using a action replay code to get it, because I am not going to sit there trying to kill them and get the recruitment chance over and over. That recruitment chance is terrible. And since I'm not on mobile, I can't half it like you could there. Because there's like a magnet charm on the mobile that will let you half all recruitment rates, so it's again 50% easier. So 1 in 256 becomes 1 in 128? Yeah. But that's still low. Oh, and also, some more anecdotal evidence that I think luck may affect your drop rates. Chromio got, like, a couple more things dropped for us while we were on our way here. Now, granted, they weren't, like, super duper rare stuff, so again, could be coincidence, or confirmation bias, whatever you want to call it, but it was just... it's just very suspect to me. And I do think it warrants more thought, like, behind it. Like, maybe... if you find yourself, looking to get some rare drops, definitely bring in people with the best luck, I think. Maybe I'll do a luck party at some point when I get through all the recruits. Who knows? I don't know if they would survive, though. I don't think there's too many recruits that have max luck. Let alone characters, come to think of it. The hero certainly doesn't have any. Well, no, he has some. I imagine the lucky recruits would be Jewel Bag, Metal Slime, and Metal Babble. And maybe one other one that I'm not thinking of right now. And if you can't tell, I'm just stalling because this is very repetitive. Believe me, there's progress being made, but it's being very slow because it's like I'm doing 50 to 40 damage per turn since his recovered. Oh, that crit! We get experience for that, even though we didn't kill any of the little side people. That was nice. Alright, let's go ahead. I'm going to fast forward this part because it's not too bad. It's not as long as the first speech that he gives us. But anyway, he grows out, grows a couple extra arms, some wings, a big old tail, and some nasty-ass teeth. For final boss time! Sorry, I coughed as I was doing that. Alright, for this first phase, you want Chromio to solo. Once again. But this is a little bit more tricky. You can't just go into auto mode here. Whenever he attacks, you will need to heal. Your safe HP is 85. Ooh, do I want to risk that? I'm going to risk it because it's very rare he always does 85. Oh! Okay, that was cool. It's rare that he does the full 85, but that is the highest I've seen him do to me. And 84 was pretty cool there. But yeah, you're gonna have to heal for now. You want to wait until he gets into his meditate phase before you bring out the others. So for now, we're just gonna heal. It's not worth kabuffing either. 85 exactly. You know what? I don't trust my luck. I know I got lucky that first time, but let's not press it. Alright. Yeah, let him bounce all he wants, and right now he's going to waste a lot of turns trying things that he can't do. If he had smarter AI, though, this would be probably impossible for Chromio, because he'd just double attack and kill you, but I think with his default AI, he'll never attack twice, or if he does, it's super duper rare. I haven't seen it yet, but you know what? I am recording, so recording curse may come into effect. Even if he does, it's not going to be the end of the world. I can send someone out and Yiggleaf him up. 83? Nah. Yeah, it's a shame I didn't get just a few more life seeds. I did grab them from every source I could think of. That isn't, you know, a drop. Because yeah, I even looted all the treasures and trapdoors, treasure rooms, and grabbed just about all the treasures. Anything that had anything useful in it. I mean, I might have missed out on boxer shorts, you know, because that's valuable, or some gold. But that's it. And if anyone's curious, there's a game facts that will tell you what's inside of each treasure trove in the TNT boards, and where you can get things and all. So if anyone's interested, I could also probably link it later. If you comment, I'll link it in the YouTube description. I mean, not in the description, in the comments probably. Alright, we're above 85, and now we're not. Don't worry if we're not max HP. As long as we're above 85, Chromio will be fine. For the time being. But yeah, 85 seems to be his top hit. Also, right now, the Slime Curio is still paying off because it can help us stay in the game more and have to heal a little less. I didn't try with the Metal King armor, but I think we'd still have to heal more anyway. Besides, the Metal King armor doesn't matter much when you... Oh, something I forgot to mention. I did get the Metal King helmet and put it on him. But the Metal King armor doesn't... because it doesn't have recover, and because it's not like it blocks critical attacks, it really doesn't matter much. One crit will kill Chromio. It doesn't matter. It will always kill him. So you're better off just having some sort of recover for now, and then when it comes to the critical phase, it just doesn't matter. You need people to help revive you. Alright, we're above 85. Let's heal. I mean, we're below. I can talk. Time of recording, I'm probably just a little tired. But it's not like I just woke up, but I've just been out of it lately. Alright, we're still doing okay, but he may or may not be in his meditate phase right now. We're below 85. I haven't seen him use bounce in a while, and that's usually a sign of meditate phase. But I'm okay if we go passing the meditate phase without incident. Because that is the most annoying. Come on, critically hit me. 85 exactly. Let's risk it. For once. And okay, we're okay. Oh, right. That's probably got us now in the meditate phase. That critical hit. He doesn't have recovery in this phase, at least. Natural recovery. He still has meditate. I'm assuming he's in meditate phase right now. If I can get another crit, though, that'd be wonderful. It's a shame that Chromio does not have Frizzle, because that would be much better than doing this. Okay. I mean, technically I could use Bounce, but that's obnoxious. Ow. You're going to force me to keep healing, huh? He's got to be in meditate phase now. I'm going to risk it now. Yeah, he's definitely in meditate phase. Okay. Now, we bring everybody in. And this is how things are going to go. You're going to attack. You are going to Sage Stone. You are going to Dragon Staff. I wanted to make sure I officially was in meditate phase before doing anything. Granny and Doity are going to die often, which is why we have the Yigglies. Granny especially because they have no fire resistance. It's debatable whether or not I should bother healing with Granny and instead maybe just defend until anyone else is hurt. But, meh. I'm gonna say... You know what? I'm gonna try that. Let's try just defending and use Dragon Staff. Because, yeah, we're gonna keep Doity in this. And this is why we defend. But, yeah, Granny really can't contribute much. I mean, the other option is also just to always be doing this and only heal if Chromio is hurt. Yeah, 31. Eh. And there goes Granny. Alright. Sadly, we have to revive using this. I literally was just trying this out, but I didn't have to use Granny to attack, so, eh. I think we're better off just doing the defend and use Dragon Staff. This is probably going to be the longest phase, because we don't really have very much attack going out. We're doing like 172-ish, 160s to 170. And, yeah, and since Granny really can't contribute, she's got to kind of just defend. But yeah, her purpose is to keep the other two alive and expect to die. But Doity also will probably die with one attack in general. But keeping him having to Disruptive Wave is good. I keep doing that. I'm so used to just using heal. But yeah, you could try insulating with Chromio, but that's taking away from your attacking phases, so you're better off not doing that. I may start using, oh, this is the time. Now, use Sage Stone. You'll probably die, but that's okay. Alright. But yeah, I may start fast-forwarding, because this will take a bit. Okay, you attack, you're gonna heal again, because Doity needs it. Nice, nice! If you did that more often, Doity, that'd be wonderful. Yeah. Unfortunately, Nimzo just like, I'm gonna cancel that, thanks. Well, the Dragon Staff give, and Dragon Staff taketh away. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, it's a shame that Chromio isn't able to equip the Blizzard Blade, because that would also let them do extra damage. No one here can. Yeah, you gotta heal at least one more time, because we want to top Doity off. Because Doity... Kaboom and Kafrizzle will hurt him. Fire Breath won't. Fire Breath will hurt Granny. Alright. Now you don't have to heal anymore, you can just defend. You're probably gonna die anyway, but... But basically lets Granny play sort of tank. Not really, but kind of. But yeah, we are definitely at a net loss in terms of damage. Alright, at this point, you're going to die either way. You may as well attempt to heal or attack. I'm attempting to heal, just to see. Alright, and down. Oh, that's actually kind of good. You attack, you use your revives, because you usually get to. But Doity's probably going to die to one Fire Breath. We're in Desperate Attack phase! We didn't make it past! Holy shit, cool. This is good. Alright, you're going to have to Yigleaf, and you're going to Dragon Staff. Luckily, Granny's just fast enough to get past some of this. Alright, we're past the hardest part of this. Now we'll just have to outlast. The only bad thing would... The worst thing that could happen is if he critical hits 2 people, which I don't think he can do. Either way, I'm very happy. Granny is functional. She's not great for this fight, but she works. Alright, you can just keep Sage Stoning, and you're going to Dragon Step again. And Chromio is only useful as long as there's revives around. Technically, if you really wanted to, you could also just take everyone out and just keep Chromio in until he gets critically hit, but I'd rather other people soak in some damage. The more that Chromio does... Wow! I mean, yeah, you died there, Granny, but nicely done on actually surviving a critical hit. That was awesome. She has the HP, it makes sense, but still. I'm going to go ahead and revive her, because Doidy's busy. And she survives again. Nice. So yeah, her soaking up damage is very helpful to keep Chromio in. And I do like that I can make everyone useful, it's just, you know, not practical. Like, these guys are definitely not practical people to have with you. Try to keep everyone alive. There goes Granny, she's down. Okay. Go ahead and revive her. Nice hit. But yeah, getting him to keep Disruptive Waving is a big help. You're going to attack, Sage Stone, and Dragon. Eventually, Granny's going to go back to defending. Oof. At least it only affected her. Go ahead and defend at this point. If he critically hits her, though, she's down. Because even with defend, it'd be 100 or so. I like Kasap at this point, because Kasap does not matter at all. Because it's critically hitting, it ignores the defense. But yeah, we got this now. It's just, yeah, things are going to happen. Alright, you survived. Good. Granny did her job. Now you can revive Doidy. There goes Granny. No? Oh, good job. At this point, you have plenty of Yiggleaves left. Yeah, just Sage Stone anyway, and Dragon Staff it up. I'm glad they changed it that when you transform into a dragon, you're... Oh, there goes Egos. That you are acting in the same turn that you transform. Because in Dragon Quest III, you would first transform, and then you, the next turn you would attack. Alright, keep going, guys. We got this. We're in the final stage. We just need to get just enough damage here. It's almost any moment here. There goes Granny. How are we doing on yours? You could do it. Okay. We just gotta keep people alive. That's the biggest thing. Because if Chromio's alone, we're doomed. Yeah, Sage Stone for Doidy. And there you go! Grandmaster Nimzo down. A little tricky towards the end, but, I mean, in the middle and the end are the two hardest parts, but, well, we did it. And now we can get my intended fourth person, the Hyperanemon, just for Estark. I'll be grinding the crap out of him just because I feel we're going to need it. But I think it'll be all we need anyway. I shall see you there. Okay, we're here at Estark. We got our new party member. It's possible to do this, but unfortunately, the other two, they're more of a liability than anything, unfortunately. So we're going to be going with these two. But first, let's meet Zephyr. He is the Hyperanemon? Hyperanemon? I'm going to say it like that, but there might be a pun in there somewhere that I'm missing. Hyperanemon? Yeah. You know, if you really want to do some weird thing, you could say it in very different ways, depending where the emphasis is. Is it Hyperanemon? Is it Hyperanemon? Or is it Hyperanemon? Hyperanemon. If you have a funny way of pronouncing that, feel free to go for it. In any case, he has very well-rounded stats here. Just his strength's on the low side, which is very unfortunate for us. And I'll tell you why in a moment, though. But great resilience, great agility. I did not give him any stats. He didn't really need any. And armor choice-wise, I could have given him something that would make him very slow, but he'd still be... I could have given him the... Hades? Is it the Hades? Hela. The Hela armor, that's it. The Hela armor, which would make his agility 0, but would have better resistance to breath and... Yeah, breath resistance and all that, but he's immune to ice breath. So the only thing you have to worry about is fire, which the Silver Shield takes care of. So, he's fine. The best weapon he can equip is the Miracle Sword, to my knowledge anyway. I tested as many different weapons that I could with him, and that's the strongest one he had. But anyways, the reason why his strength being low is a problem is, well, he's more of a mage. He has Swoosh and Kazap, and he's one of the very few recruits that can have access to Kazap. And unfortunately, all three non-human characters that you can get to have Kazap really can't utilize it well. The first one we've seen before, the Pip Fighter, I think it is, or maybe it's the Conch Fighter, one of the two. They start with Kazap, but they don't have any MP, unless you give them all your MP seeds, and even then they are going to run out pretty fast unless you really farm them, like I did with the Pip and Conch squad, in Monster Party 4, I think it was. So that's one out, but at least you can get him early enough. The next one is Hyperanemon here, or Zephyr, who does get it, but by the time you get it, you only have one enemy that you can use it on, and Estark is immune to Kazap. Yeah. So it's pretty damn useless, unfortunately. And Swoosh is heavily resisted by Estark as well, so it doesn't help much either. So, yeah, his best trait really is that he's tanky. That's just about it. He doesn't have any good attack or anything. Oh, and the third person that could get Kazap is one that you can only get after you beat Estark, which basically is useless anyway. And yeah, that's, I think it's Bjorn, or maybe it's Starkers. It's one of the two. I can't remember which. So yeah, Hyperanemon is unfortunate, but this is why I chose him, because this is mostly Metal Slime's party here. Metal Slime does almost all the work, while he gets the worst characters that he can come across. That I haven't used already anyway. And yeah, Bat Red and Bat Apple are two of probably some of the worst, though Granny surprised me. She's actually usable. She's not good, but she's usable because of her HP. That's literally her main quality. By the way, I did give her all my remaining agility seeds, and I gave Fat Rat Doity here all my resilient seeds, but they really didn't help at all. I probably should have just gave it to Zephyr, even though Zephyr doesn't need the agility or resilience because he's pretty good anyway. So yeah, and I didn't give the MP seeds to anybody because no one really needs it. No one's using the magic right now. Anyway, all that aside, I maxed out Zephyr, by the way. He's at max stats. But let's go over the items that we have for everybody. So, as mentioned before, Zephyr has the Miracle Sword, best weapon he can get. Devil Armor, not the best armor he can get. He could actually use the Metal King armor. I just gave this to him in the meantime. I'm thinking now that I'm recording this, I should just give them the Metal King armor if I'm not going to give him any armor resistance. I think I was going to give him magic armor, but then decided against it, and yeah, he doesn't need it. So I'm going to go ahead and give him the Metal King armor in a moment. But the Great Helm's the best helm that isn't the Metal King helm that he can wear. And Silver Shield is helpful since, as mentioned, he is immune to cold breath, but he's not immune to fire, though he has some resistance to the fire breath. So this will help him further along to just, keep him a little safer. Not a lot, just a little. And you may see that he is rocking the Sage Stone. That's because Zephyr is going to be the support in this. He's just kind of there to help Chromio stay alive, which is why he has a bunch of Yig Leaves and a Rebirth Stone. I have two because you can get one in the bonus dungeon and one in the TNT board for Nigeria. As for Chromio, it's going to be a weird thing here. Chromio is going to be the War Drummer, and also is going to keep the Slime Curio after all, because we have Zephyr along to help us tank. We have the Staff of Salvation, of course, because sometimes Chromio is going to heal. A bunch of Yig-Doos and Yig Leaves and a Yig-Do, and the Rebirth Stone as well. As for Granny and Doity, well, there are emergency lives. They have a bunch of Yig Leaves to if someone dies, they can jump in and revive them if it's absolutely necessary, type of thing. They'll mostly be sacrificing their lives, though. I did try to have them along, but it's just so much work keeping Zephyr and Chromio alive. Chromio, upon a revival, not Chromio, it's so hard to get Granny and Doity to keep them alive. That's what I meant. I think I said Zephyr and Chromio because they're up top on the top screen there. I digress. The point is, they're very hard to keep alive. Fun fact, though, Granny, I could revive her, and in the turn that she died or whatever. Not in the turn she died. I could revive her, and then Estark could just immediately just kill her. Just outright. But she is the most likely one to survive thanks to her HP compared to Dowager at least. So, yeah, there's at least that. So, but yeah, they're just not worth keeping alive. So it's very reminiscent of our Golem run, where the Golem basically did everything. Except this time, instead of having a ghost that can only sort of help, we have a pretty good endgame recruit that can survive well enough. Too bad he's otherwise useless. I suppose if we wanted to go back and kill Nimzo again, he could be very useful because Gazap does some real good work against him. But yeah, that's it though. Now let me go ahead, get that Metal King armor on him. That's Hela's armor. I may as well. So yeah, now he has a lot more defense. So yeah, though, that's it for that. Why don't we go ahead, get started, and see Estark do his little stumble dance. Yes, I have. And now, get ready for a very long fight, because this is going to be pretty tedious. For bonus boss time against Estark. And thank you, H.C. Bailey. I'm going to always try to credit H.C. Bailey for me killing his lines, but he has such good lines. Anyway, to start this off, yeah, looking over our options, Zephyr's just going to attack, Chromio's going to War Drum. I did try having Chromio play support when I had all 4 people out, because Chromio has Insulate as well, which does help, but Estark is very trigger happy with Disruptive Wave. Anyway, now that we got the attack up, well, we both attack, and as you can see, Chromio does double damage over Zephyr. But alright, we got Disruptive Wave, so we War Drum. I mean, at least he has Miracle Sword, which does help him out a little. Alright, we have War Drum up, so he's just going to do the healing, and you can attack. Yeah, Chromio's only this strong because we gave the Strength Seeds to him. I suppose we could have saved the Strength Seeds for Zephyr instead, but that's kind of tough to do, to keep the Strength Seeds put away, because those Meditate phases for Nimzo, it's a little too tough. Alright, now that we got Disruptive Wave, Zephyr can attack instead while we get the thing up. That's how I'm doing this. They kind of take turns healing if needed. You're going to have to heal this time, actually. You War Drum, though. I may fast forward if this really, really does take a while. Okay. You can heal, you can attack. But yeah, Chromio is basically the star of this whole... has been the star of this whole thing. Alright, you're going to have to heal and just keep going anyway. If he dies, it's not the end of the world. And this is why we have Zephyr on healing. Chromio can survive 1 regular attack. He cannot survive 2. Alright, keep healing and drum it up. It'd be funny if the drum could reach into the wagon, but then Disruptive Wave would have to reach into the wagon too, you know? Alright, he's back. Alright, he's not up, so I'm actually going to show you how much Kaswoosh does compared to his attack, because he does about 50 with his Miracle Sword attack, without Kabuff or whatever. So it's roughly the same. That's interesting to see. Okay, 35, so that was on his high range. Good to know. Alright, go ahead and State Stone, and we'll just have Chromio attack. So yeah, Chromio cannot solo this game unless you were to if you were to go hunting for more life seeds. That's the only way it would work. It's a little unfortunate, really. Alright, he's probably going to go down here. But again, not a big deal. Luckily, we're both immune to cold breath, and when this happens, stuff like that happens, it's great. Yeah, if Chromio didn't have the drum up, I would have him help heal at this point, but right now we don't need to. Oh, nice crit. Got him some healing in it. Alright, go ahead and Sage Stone. I also debated on maybe Zephyr just attacks until he dies and then just Yigglyf him up. I'm going to go ahead and bring in Doity, because Doity's probably going to die anyway. You're going to keep attacking. You go ahead and revive. Yeah, there goes Doity. Big time. Bye, Doity. It was good to have you for a bit. Alright, we're not reviving him back, though, because it's just not worth it for the moment. I don't know if we got Disruptive Wave, but I do know since Zephyr just came alive, he doesn't have the strength up, so... Okay. We're okay. I probably should have healed Chromio, but we're alright right now. Go ahead and Sage Stone anyway. But yeah, the danger really is just in the attack. I'm actually going to have him attack because he's boosted right now. Yeah, it doesn't heal him enough, unfortunately. Oh, okay. Well, why don't you heal and you drum. We want to make sure he does try to Disruptive Wave, because that means less damage coming out at us. Even if it means less damage going outwards, too. Because it does still gives opportunity for Zephyr to actually get an attack in every now and then. Keep Cold Breathing, I'm fine with that. Or, you know, targeting Chromio with your spells. Alright, he's high enough that he could help with the attack. He does okay, but he definitely could be better. But yeah, this is, again, how I chose the team. I wanted to have the worst people join one of the better party members. And yeah, you're seeing it in full effect now. Go ahead and heal, though. I would say, though, that Doity still is the worst, because he doesn't... By the time you can get him, he just doesn't have a use. It's just bad. Zephyr is not much different, but at least he can tank. Zephyr's pretty bad, too, though. I'm going to go ahead and just keep attacking, because we're not Disruptive Waved yet. Alright, there it is. Alright, now this is where we're going to go ahead and double up on healing for the moment. Just to get Zephyr up there. We don't have anyone full healing. Well, that happened, but that's not a big deal. Alright, now that we're up and running, we can now go ahead and start drumming. Alright, you're actually high enough in HP that we can go ahead and drum. Yeah, he heals about 25-ish HP when he attacks. It looks like. But, yeah, as you can see, we could win this battle of attrition. It's just going to take a while. We got Disruptive Wave, didn't we? Yeah, I was almost not paying attention. So I'll be staring at the screen, but I'll be thinking of what I have to do next. That's really what it is. Alright, now you have to heal while Chromio does the attack. Chromio might die here still. Oh, no, we're fine. It really is just kind of a... Oh, I got Disruptive Wave. It's more of a shame, though, that these guys aren't as useful as they could be. Because I thought Zephyr was going to be a little more useful, but then I realized, oh, Estark is immune to Kazap. Damn it. Because Kazap is some really good damage. We could both attack. Yeah, there's the Disruptive Wave. You know, if Zephyr at least had maybe like Meditate or something, that would probably make up for things. Because then he could play tank. Because he is tank E. He's not a good tank though. Like, we've had much better tanks in these Monster Party runs before. Okay, go ahead and heal up a little bit. I debated on having Chromio in front, but then Chromio would be dying a little bit too much, so I'd rather keep Chromio in as long as we can. I just really wish we had a use for all that mana that Zephyr has. It's like, really, man? But yeah, I don't think the magic armor that I would have given him would have helped much either. Alright, go ahead and heal and you attack. I'm double checking what is his next best armor that has. Yeah, it's magic armor or Hela's armor. And magic armor would have only helped with 10 damage less on the I think that hits a war drum, right? Oh, I fucked up. But I was looking over, that's why. But yeah, it would only reduce the damage from Kaboom and Frizzle by 10, I think, at most. And I don't know if it even covers that, to be honest. Alright, heal and attack. I'm double checking as I go. Reduces all magical damage by 10. So yeah, it would have been just like 10 less, that's it. I could have sworn he could have used the miracle armor, the sacred armor, but I was wrong. And also, since Zephyr's most likely going to die, I'm just going to go ahead and have them both attack. Get the damage out. There he goes. Alright. Now we'll bring in Granny. If she survives long enough, I might have her revive Doity. Go ahead. Nice! Good job! I'm glad you made it. That was really good. You're going to go ahead and Sage Stone. You're going to attack... Ooh. And like I said, this is probably risky, and I probably shouldn't do this, I'll be honest. But yeah, you're going to go ahead and revive Doity. And Doity's probably just going to die. Granny's going to die. Alright, it's better to keep Granny alive, so why don't you heal, attack, and why don't you revive Granny? But this is what I mean. It's very hard to keep them in. Like, Doity sometimes can survive with... Alright, that's good. Good. We can do this now. Your HP is good. You can attack. But we can use the Sage Stone to heal them now. So that kind of works. When we can. Oh, right. I got Disruptive Wave, didn't I? Oh, no, wait. Zephyr got revived. That's what it was. Well, that's okay. It's just too hard to keep them alive, so that's why we're doing it this way. Because even at max HP, they could just be one-rounded, and it's just like, that's so dumb. But at least we're keeping them up and running, I guess. And again, they're making themselves useful, at least. We could both just attack this time. Yeah, Disruptive Wave. Ow. You got a Sage Stone, and you got a War Drum. But yeah, Chromio needs someone to be healing him, and Granny can't stay in long enough to Sage Stone. I also debated on giving Granny the Dragon Staff, too, because that seems like it could work because she has more HP. But the Cold Breath still tears into her too badly, and I'd have to keep insulating with Chromio when Chromio is our DPS here. So it just doesn't work. I kind of wish I had a way around it, but unfortunately I just don't. See, that's the problem. See, Doity is basically a shittier ticking time bomb. Because he has exact same equipment with exact same resistances, which means it's just nothing good. He can't get any sort of like breath resistance or magic resistance, so they're just both pretty bad. But at least Ticking Time Bomb can be recruited in the beginning. I don't remember if... Okay, it is up. But we got him. Okay. I was kind of going over my party now. Oh. That mini-medal is really rare to get, too. Again, another what do you call it? Bit of, not proof, but possible evidence that luck may be helping drops. Because both Hyperanemon Zephyr here has very good luck alongside Chromio, so the others don't. But anyway, why don't we go over our characters here. Metal Slime is obviously the best here, HP being the only thing that they have to worry about, and making a joke of most enemies. The only problematic enemies were ones that have critical hits. And the very beginning with Dowager having slightly high attack every now and then that you had to worry about, but generally didn't really have to worry too much. It was just more like if she musters strength, that she might sneak up on you. But that was it. Obviously, Chromio is the best, but he's also very hard to recruit. Still, I appreciated having him along, and it was kind of fun to have a way to power through the enemies pretty well. Bjorn was a bit of trouble for him, though, because of the higher attack. Anyone with high attack could sometimes get through the Chrome body here, so you wanted to make sure that you had... But he has a buff, so he kind of makes up for it. It's really nice. So at least there's that. So Chromio, I would say, is great recruit if you can get him. But you also have to dedicate all your life seeds to him, pretty much, to keep him around reliably. Otherwise, you really got to support him to keep him in. But there you go. Granny, as mentioned, she surprised me. She's honestly a little bit better than I thought. She's still not good, but at least, you know, as mentioned, she's usable. Her HP keeps her in, and, you know, having buff is useful. She was helpful for the Bjorn fight, and honestly, Snooze helps a lot with, and Dazzleflash, as long with Paralysis Attack, helps a lot with... Wait, why does she have Paralysis Attack? Hold up. She doesn't have Paralysis Attack. She has Snooze. Okay, that's weird. No, she's supposed to have a different thing there. I think I'm not sure if I just got Bernstein Bared here for a moment there, but she's supposed to have the Sleep Attack move, not the Paralyzing Attack. Maybe I just misread it this whole time? Well, whatever the case. Her having access to the statuses really does help. Body Slam is still useless, though. And Buff is very helpful. So, you know, you could get her in the party and kind of have her be useful for a while. But up to this point, she is pretty bad. Because she, again, just like her predecessor, Rotten Apple, she does not have any equipment or resistances for breath or magic. So they hit her full force. You need someone to be constantly insulating. And when it's the only one that can insulate is Chromio, it's kind of bad, you know? So, yeah, she's not great, but she's not a complete F like Doity. Doity could have been useful if you could have recruited him early, or if he had a higher level cap. But no, they chose to give him a level 30 cap and only let him be recruited in Gen 3. That sounds like an oversight, similar to the Ghost, but at least the Ghost could get to level 99, you know? Could get the levels in and level up enough to be useful and stay in. Also I think they had a little bit of resistances and actually had good equipment choices, you know? But no, that rat is just bad. I'm sad to say. I think, yeah, Hooligan and Ticking Time Bomb are better just for the fact that they could be recruited earlier. So, yeah, at this point, this would be on the bottom of my list. And now, as for Hyperanemon, or the Zephyr here, yeah, they're at least usable, but they are, because of the recruitment choices, timing, they're pretty terrible, as mentioned. Their spells suck against this. They are useful for random encounters, though, I will give you that. But other than that, it's just like, alright, thanks for coming along, here, just take damage for me, thanks. So, yeah, Hyperanemon is pretty bad too. So, I hope you enjoyed what I would call, I guess, I don't know what to call this type of run. Bad party members, good leader? We'll call it the Metal Slime and Friends run or something, I don't know. I had fun with it either way. It just helped me discover different types of recruits here, you know. And sorry if I'm kind of stumbling over my words here. It's just like, there's not much to say. I've said everything. So, I probably should just shut up. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you have any ideas for any challenge runs in either Dragon Quest V or Dragon Quest IV, or even Dragon Quest VI, feel free to comment on them. Dragon Quest VI might take a while still, because I still need to get around to recording a playthrough of it. I have beaten it before, but I like to record a full natural playthrough before I do challenge runs, which is why I'm doing 5 and 4. If you could think of also a way to make Dragon Quest III a way to set up the challenge run in that way, I'm up for ideas, because I wouldn't mind doing challenge runs in 3. The problem is, I don't know how to set it up, because as you see with 4 and 5, I do it by bosses, and I just show you the boss runs. I don't really want to show off dungeons or just doing a full playthrough. That takes a lot more of my time to record, because there's a lot more tests I have to do. So, I mean, unless you could think of, like, just notable ones only, feel free to give me ideas for 3, like, how to do it. But there really is only, like, a smaller handful of boss times for Dragon Quest III, you know? Unless I'm misremembering. Yeah. And Dragon Quest 2 is kind of the same. There's not as many boss times. It's more like mini boss and try not to die in the Cave of Rome. So, with all that said, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.